Hey y'all, let's do a reading, shall we? We've got kind of a funky little setup here. I moved the office, moved where I do readings. I needed new energy, fresh energy to do what I do. It got really stagnant and weird in there. So switching it out. Now I have a sunny space next to anyway, the preamble isn't important. Let's pull on what are they thinking about you? We haven't done a reading like that in a long time. So I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say what are they thinking about you, but then also if there is a vocal element to how they consider you, if they talk about you, if they talk to you when you're not, when you're not there, they have conversations. Like we're gonna figure that out. Is that what's going on there? So, how y'all been? Luckily, I can't hear you answer because we're done. We got the Ace of Pentacles on the bottom. Empress is pushing that up. Eight of Swords. Nine of Cups. Got a little bit more room. Sorry about that. I will fix that. Dog issue. Pardon the interruption, but here we are. So the Ace of Pentacles was on the bottom, the Eight of Swords, the Nine of Cups, the Seven of Pentacles, the Ten of Pentacles, and the Two of Wands. God damn it. There's it's the same old story, right? It's the same old story from them. And that's I want a new tune. I want to listen to something different. I'm tired of the same old story. What is with this, there's multi-layers to this, and it could be that your person is experiencing one or more of the following feelings and thinking one or more of the following things. For a lot of you, this is multiple aspects of this, because if you're someone, right, if you're someone that you're coming to watch tarot for, is a pretty serious soul connection, right? And a pretty serious soul connection that has gone on for years, let's say, it can be pretty freaking convoluted and confusing and almost constipated after this many years. It's almost like you have done everything that you needed to do, right? And this person obviously they haven't come through for you, or they came through and then they left again, or they just right now, a lot of connections like this are apart. So the longer you go through this period of separation, the more convoluted and mucky and gunky this connection gets. I'm sorry. That's the way it is. It doesn't become clearer. It becomes clearer when y'all are together. But right now, so we've got people who are having kind of nightmarish thoughts of you. They're telling stories about you. They're trying to ignore some aspects of you so that they can stay away. Okay? There's some of you, and this might be the same person, it might be completely different people. There's some of you who really are in a la la land fairy world where your people hold this high pedestal of who you are and where the connection is at, but they don't think they're good enough to come in. And I'll also add that to make it worse and to really double down on that, they have a tendency, well, have you heard of HRTD? Talk about tendencies. HRTD is a made-up medical terminology that I use to define hood rat tendency disorder. And so if they don't think they're good enough for you, they're going to double down some of them and become even worse versions of themselves. So you make them want to be a better person. Okay? And if they don't feel like they're up to par and can be with you because they feel insecure, it's not your fault, don't worry. They feel insecure, or they feel like they've got some imposter syndrome there, then instead they go in the opposite direction. You know, it's just the way it is. So they might turn out, rather than stepping up to the plate, rather than letting you push them to become a better person, instead they go the other direction. And that really sucks. I know it. I know it does. But that's just the way that some people are going to be able to cope with this right now. And right now that's happening. So there's a couple of you also whose person is willy-nilly. Should I go in? Should I go talk to the Empress? I'm assuming, which is most of you guys. Should I talk to the Empress? Should I figure out what it takes? Should I let this challenge, should I take this challenge? But that's just a couple of you. The rest of your people are either in La La Land or torturing themselves. So, Eight of Swords. Why is it here? Bottom, Justice. Yeah, so a lot of themselves are torturing themselves because of whatever they did to you, right? Let's say hypothetically that a person comes into your life and you fall head over heels in love with each other, and you spend all this time together and you plan a future together. And then this person, for one reason or another, suddenly gets the ick for whatever reason. Let's say they realize that their parents won't like you, or you're too young, you're too old, you're a redhead, you're too poor, you're too rich. And then they do everything wrong. They cheat on you, they lie to you, they steal from you. That was always there, right? So don't blame yourself, first of all. That was always there. They were always doing that shit. It's just when y'all were in love, there was a little pause on those sort of HRTD behaviors, right? All right. There's a couple of you with really cool people, by the way. There's a couple of you with really cool people. And I want to also say this because it's here. There's some of you who have all of these people in your life, which is wild and wacky, but it's true. So there's some of you with sort of all of these personalities in your life and all of these people who want to be with you. And this is all of them. Okay? All right, so Justice. Underneath that is Temperance. Underneath that is the Hermit. I mean, Major Arcana much. All right, let's see what we got. We have the High Priestess. Oh, man. They definitely see you, Hanged Man. Oh, man. They definitely see you as someone who is on another level than them. Whether it's mostly spiritually, mostly energetically, but you are on a whole other level. They don't, you might not believe this, but they, through behavior, their past, the experiences, their core programming, their childhood, they do not feel worthy. You might, and that's where this torture thing comes from, right? They don't feel worthy. They don't feel like they can get to your level. And because of that, then they fight against it. They fight against this club that they think they aren't a part of. They are a part of it. Y'all wouldn't have this connection if they weren't part of your little tribe, right? They just don't know it yet. They're so stuck into the way that they came about life that they're, All right. Nine of Cups, why is it here? But man, do they want a partnership with you, but they see it as impossible. And they see that they did things. Okay, so there is this psychology element to it, right? We talk about that a lot on this channel. We talk about the psychology of it. So if a man or a woman, but if the masculine energy sort of does you dirty, right? Cheats on you, lies to you, steals from you, and you take them back, and maybe even that happens a couple of times. I know that you're forgiving. I know that you are the bigger person forgiving this person. But in the back of their mind, I know this is crazy, and it took me years to believe it, but in the back of their mind, they slowly lose respect for you because they're not at the spiritual level that you're at where you can honestly forgive. And so they think in order for you to forgive, you must be a piece of crap. Right? Well, I'm not going to, are you kidding? That person took me back after they knew that I lied and I stole from them. They knew I stole from them and they took me back and said that they forgave me. Golly, what a loser, right? They lose respect. The fact is that you are at a place that they do not understand, okay? So that's the psychology of it from their perspective, but they're missing the education that would allow them to understand where that true, deep forgiveness comes that is from this unconditional love. They don't get it. So they lose respect for you. And so then they treat you even worse. And the hood rat tendencies continue. So we have Wheel of Fortune on the bottom of Nine of Cups. I guess I'm done. I mean, we have the Three of Wands, the Page of Swords, and the Seven of Swords. Or the Six of Swords, actually. Yeah, there's we started this by saying, what are these people thinking about you? What is your person thinking about you, talking about you? Some of them definitely do want to come in. Some of them definitely do want to talk to you. Some of them want to sneak away. Even if they have to sneak away, they want to come and spend time with you or talk to you or connect with you in some way. Even if they have to sneak away to just look at your picture or check your social media, that's what they want to do. There is definitely in all of these running this constant thread of they really do have such a high regard for you and this connection. They don't know how to deal with it. And so it comes out in different ways. But I do get sneaking around. I do get deciding to come and see you in the physical sense, not just in spying on you and social media and such, but yeah. But I think it might come forward as a little little startling. I think the conversation that they might want to have with you is different than what will actually come out of their mouths. They have these big ideas, though. This Wheel of Fortune, this Nine of Cups, they have these big ideas, and they want to talk to you all about it. Something might have really happened in their lives. Something big might have happened in their lives, and they want to share it with you. I think they want to read your temperature before they offer you to be a part of it, though. And I don't even know if you want to be a part of it after all these. Oh man, Seven of Pentacles. We have the yeah, I don't. This is it. This is an interesting card when it came out because I didn't get the read off of it. That Seven of Pentacles that I usually get. It was more of sort of a scheme or like a scheme coming to fruition. You know, harvesting the sort of seeds of deceit. Does that make sense? Weird, but that's now it makes sense. Yeah. So for those of you listening, we have the Nine of Pentacles and we have the Five of Cups on top of the Eight of Cups on top of the Seven of Pentacles that reads more like it's not reversed because I don't do reversals. My cards don't get reversed. And then the Ace of Wands. No. No, this is such a bad idea. This is such a bad idea. There are some of your people who really don't have good intentions right now. It's like, you know what it is? This is so weird, but it's kind of reminding me of Star Wars. You know, it's kind of reminding me of the origin story of Darth Vader. I mean, and I'm not even a nerd like that, but I've watched the movie, okay? It really is. It's like that pain and the shame. More than anything, the shame of it. The shame of disappointing you. The shame of disappointing themselves. The shame of all of their past hood rat behaviors coming to this crystallization of, like, you know, this red lightsaber, you know? Like spilling out into a tangible, weird event. It's really like an origin story. I'm not even kidding. With that Ace of Wands. And who knows, maybe some of your people are really at a point where they could choose a path that, you know, that carries them forward into some not so good places. Wow. It's cool because I'm of how it feels and I'm feeling it and seeing it in the cards, but it's also not cool, dude. Ten of Pentacles, why is it here? This is really feedbacking off this. So that's why I said be careful when people come in who are planning to come in. Be careful. Really read people of their motivations. And I'll say this too. Trust your mother freaking instincts. If you're not in touch with your instincts enough to be able to read people and read the energy off people, then do some work on that. Really do some soul searching work on that. If you're not a good judge of character, you know, or a good judge of people instantly. And then believe them when they do something or say something. All right, Ten of Pentacles. And that's your Auntie Rose talking, okay? That is all I would say. Ten of Pentacles. Why is it here? We had the Three of Swords flip over in the deck. Yeah, this is that La La Land. And you know what I really was getting, I hate to say this, but I really was getting sort of a La La Land that is not you. When I first put the cards down, it was like, yeah, they're in kind of a dreamy situation, La La Land that is fantastical and oh, everything that a person could want. This super dreamy, beautiful. All of my hard work is paid off, and I'm at this place where I can really enjoy life and find peace. Bullshit. But it's away from you, and deep down. So we've got Page of Cups. Empress is there. Oh. Because the universe is telling me, no, Rose, you're wrong. Okay, that's fine. I'm projecting. See, this is why I say that all card readings, all tarot readings are influenced by the reader as well as the time in which they're pulled. And this is why I say it, because sometimes I get a feeling on things that are based in my immediate vicinity, and this is for you. This reading is for y'all. So we have the 10 of Pentacles. On the bottom was the Page of Cups. Then we have the 10 of Cups. Then we have the 3 of Cups. Then we have the frickin' Queen of Wands. So for some of you, not me, but for some of you, there really is an offering of love coming up. A really powerful offering of love coming up that might start off slow. It might start off a little bit shy. For some of you, this is sort of a new person. And for those of you who have all of these people in your life, this is gonna start out slow. And it's going to, the way that you'll know this person, whether you already have met them or whether they come back into your life, the way that you will know this person is that you feel like yourself when you're around them. You don't have to fake anything. You don't have to code switch. You don't have to try to get them to like you. You don't have to feel like you just want to be yourself. So for some of us, that's a lot easier than others. But I'm telling you, for those that it's not so easy, with this person, you will feel pretty cool. In fact, you might actually not feel exactly like yourself, because it will make you feel a little bit more powerful, a little bit more confident, a little bit more in it. This Queen of Wands energy. Yeah. So instincts. Call back to my own interference with this read is still true. Pay attention to your instincts. Get a good read on people, and also how people make you feel. That's very important too, regardless of whether it's a romantic relationship or not. How people make you feel, first meeting, second meeting, after knowing them for a year. Have you ever noticed that the little inklings that you get about people right away come back? So you could get this feeling when you first meet somebody of something, something very specific that kind of puts you off, but then you're like, hey, they're cool, they're nice. You develop a relationship or a friendship or a work relationship somehow. But then as you get to know them, that thing turns into a big thing. And I'm not saying that should be a reason to not develop those friendships. That's how we learn stuff. And gosh, if we had, everybody's got something going on, but still, pay attention to those. Is that something that you're willing to deal with? Is that something that you want to bring into your life when you first meet someone? That, people can make us act and feel and be way different and experience the world differently. So it's like, how do you want to experience the world? Pick the people who you want to be around you, who make you feel the way you want to experience the world. Simple as that, right? Temperance on the 2 of Wands. And the world. That's a really, 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 really powerful world card. This is, and the Emperor. That Emperor is a lot of your energy, this feedbacking off of this. Listen, I think that in the end, oh man, the beauty of this experience with this person or these other people, the beauty of all this is that you can kind of coast at this point. You can be very discriminate of who you want to spend time with, of who you want to be vulnerable with, because you're going to have so many new experiences coming in and out, right? There's a lot of movement. And if you just sort of, it's sort of like this, let's do one more analogy or metaphor. It's like if you're fishing like with your hands in a stream, there's going to be a lot of fishes coming by. And knowing which one you want to reach down and grab, you have to be in that zone. You have to have temperance and be in that moment. If you're not paying attention and if you're not centered waiting for the perfect moment, then you won't catch any fish, does that make sense? I feel like I've thrown a lot of metaphors out today. All right. I really want to wipe all this out, but we're going to leave them up. We've got the Empress still on the bottom. I want to pull 3 more cards in terms of what sort of brings you all together. Now that we know this, now that we know that you're going to be okay, you've got the World. You're just waiting for that fish. You're waiting for the right moment, the right person, the right opportunity. You're staying calm, cool, and collected. You're not dealing with this hood rat tendency disorder. You're not messing around with anybody who is self-sabotaging. You are starting new beautiful things, and you've got the World behind you, waiting for those opportunities. So what's three cards, universe, that you want to leave us with so that we might be prepared to have a little bit more temperance and be a little bit more aware of our unique place in this beautiful universe. It doesn't always seem that way, but it is. Okay. Strength above all else, inner strength. King of Cups. That's good, right? That's good. Jupiter in Cancer right now is bringing us this strong opportunity to increase our empathy, to increase our serenity with our feelings, right? The relationship with our feelings, our compassion, our empathy, our connectedness to source, to ourselves, to others. King of Cups, Cancer energy, 1000%. The Wheel of Fortune. Timing is everything. Strength in timing, strength of who you give, timing of who you give your love to, how that comes into your life, how it's meant to come at the right time. And the Tower. There's going to be moments, right? There's going to be moments where the whole world blows up, but don't implode, right? Allow it to open you up. I think that's a really, really important mantra to sort of have, is especially now, when sort of everything comes closing in, try to expand it out, right? So rather than shutting down, blow it up. Feel more love, be more connected, have more patience, work harder. You know, a lot of things can come in this period of time. A lot of opportunities for you to take a road that is more isolated and more difficult than it needs to be if you just open up and let things be. All right, y'all, that's your reading. I've said pretty much everything I need to say throughout this reading, so good luck.